Am I? What happened? Oh, why? Where am I? This is my computer. There's a message saying, make video? What does that mean?
Hello everyone!
Hey guys and girls, it's your boy Ryan the Ree, and I'm just gonna say, we're back. So what have I been doing? Nothing. Anyway, on today's video, we'll be becoming a soy expert from this beautiful man, Harman Smith. Now, as the job implies, what we do is to remove as much soy as possible from a singular video. Now, it's gonna be hard considering this beautiful man, but let's give it a go. Okay, anyway, I forgot to mention, the video that we're reacting to is called Elden Ring is obviously not selling as well as game journalists and fanboys want you to believe. And with all of that out the way, let's begin.
Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, King Dio, Lauren Frey, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon, and...
Okay, so there's two things I want to say. One, should I waste a shitty paycheck on one of these beautiful books and do a quick 5-minute review on it? And two, his books must be getting enough traction from all the videos that people have made on him for him to realize, hey, I should make a second book. Now, as a smart individual like this man and myself, that's a good business opportunity for that epic Sigma grind set like Patrick Bateman.
Boy, is this topic overdue. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to really sit down and talk about the discrepancies when it comes to the Elden Ring sales numbers. As we speak, Elden Ring has kind of passed the honeymoon phase. People aren't really talking about it as much anymore. It's kind of yesterday's news.
It's yesterday's news, but it still lives rent-free in your head, alongside with the Genshin Impact and Nintendo fanfictions that you produce in your basement alongside your book. Not to mention the whole scandal thing about Quantum TV, which I may or may not make a video on within the next few days.
The main thing that people are trying to use to keep talking about it is the sales numbers and the concurrent users on Steam, both of which are kind of ridiculous, especially the concurrent users on Steam, because I keep seeing this come up over and over again. They're like,
not really. It's only the fanboys that are desperately, trying to come out with a new hot take on the game that are really trying to keep the whole discussion of the game relevant. And I'm pretty sure that most lesser-known commentary creators are milking Elden Ring due to the amount of soy boys that are constantly pumping out the IQ statements around the game.
no one fucking cares. I'm sure Candy Crush has more concurrent users than Elden Ring has right now.
It better. It's fucking Candy Crush. Best game known to mankind.
And that doesn't make it a particularly good or interesting game.
I particularly don't think that anyone is out here trying to say that Elden Ring is good because it sold really well and had many players on day one. But the only reason I think why people bring this up is because for the devs out there, to show them that they don't need to make a piss easy game that holds you by the hand telling you what to do every step of the way. Because I'm pretty sure that most people are sick of the standard fetch this and come back formula that Ubisoft is a huge fan, resulting in a repetitive gameplay loop with the occasional plot mission that moves the story forward. Now, a lot of people say that the Souls games and Elden Ring require a lot of grinding to be able to be a boss. But in reality, the quests that the games offer are immersive with things that you actually want to do. And even if you don't want to grind enemies and all these non-needed quests, it's a From Software game, meaning it has a really complex movement and combat system that offer other ways on beating them without grinding.
And as it stands, nothing I've seen from Elden Ring really indicates that it's really a game worth playing or talking about. If it wasn't so vastly overhyped by Twitter users and YouTubers, I probably wouldn't be talking about it at all. This is the most frustrated I've been with a new release since probably Doom Eternal.
Quick question. How are you frustrated? Are you generally that attached to a corporation that when another developer is taking the concept that your favorite corporation made and is making it better is a valid reason for you to be frustrated? If so, the soy wall in the background kind of answers my question. But still, Elden Ring has nothing to do with Nintendo. The only reason that Mr. Soy is getting so salty about Elden Ring is the fact that it's a great game, and because it didn't come out as a Switch exclusive.
Probably, Horizon Zero Dawn comes to mind because I've been playing that a lot. Like, every year it feels like there's one game, Sekiro. Like, every year it feels like there's a game that the established game media try and push onto the consumer as being like the game of the year, which is clearly just an attempt to astroturf and pretend that Nintendo isn't dominating the industry. Like, it's always shit that nobody actually cares about.
But does the entire year of 2017 not exist for this dude? Like, didn't Breath of the Wild win Game of the Year and is one of the highest rated games of the last decade? And one of the highest rated games of all time is literally Ocarina of Time, which is a Nintendo game. What the fuck is this dude also on about? The media's trying to slander Nintendo? Jesus Christ.
Inquisition, The Last of Us, Sekiro, what was the Game of the Year? And again, I don't even remember what a lot of these Game of the Years are. Like God of War 2018, I don't even remember a lot of the Game of the Years in the last decade, because
no shit, mate. All you care about is Nintendo.
All of them are very forgettable, very, very bland trash, right? All of them are awful, and it seems like what the industry is trying to do is set up Elden Ring to be the next Game of the Year.
Well, seeing that Breath of the Wild 2, one of Nintendo's most hyped sequels, got delayed till next year, does Elden Ring really have any, competition?
Right now, they're trying to push this narrative that Elden Ring is one of the best-selling games of the past 12 months. Now, that's obviously not true because it hasn't outsold Call of Duty.
Well, reading this Forbes article and some other articles, it quotes Elden Ring is already one of the best-selling games of the past year besides Call of Duty. So, theoretically, you don't know how to fucking read it.
It suggests it's obviously not going to outsell Pokemon. I've also need to address the fact that, I don't believe the stated numbers from Namco Bandai are real. Like, the 12 million in a month figure. I have a really, really hard time that many people have bought Elden Ring. It didn't feel like that big of a release.
Distant from society are you? Or living on a rock where you don't think that's a big release? All I've heard from online and some mates is that Star Wars, the new Lego Star Wars game, and Elden Ring are the biggest games at the moment.
It didn't feel that relevant. It didn't feel like a phenomenal major release, on par with Skyrim or a new Grand Theft Auto or something like this. This was just a new Dark Souls game, a new entry in a relatively niche franchise.
Again, Mr. Soy, bringing up the popularity of a game as an argument. Honestly, at this point, a monkey with a human voice box would produce a better video than this.
That has only garnered interest due to being a somewhat different playing IP in a sea of identical open world action games, essentially. I suspected this game might sell a little bit better than Dark Souls typically does because of the open world gimmick and the push for the casuals and having George R. R. Martin involved.
Haven't you said that you're a better writer than George R. R. Martin on your Vampire Mummy Milker books? Honestly, if they are, I might have to give it a good read.
But the numbers they're giving don't make any sense. Right? They don't make any sense to me. I'm hearing people say it outsold Breath of the Wild, which
I'm pretty sure no one said this.
Is impossible. I'm seeing people say it's going to be one of the best-selling titles of the year, which again is impossible.
As I previously mentioned, seeing that Nintendo delayed Breath of the Wild 2, I'm pretty sure the only other game that can really compare and compete to Elden Ring is the Lego Star Wars series. But other than that, there's no new exciting releases that is gonna sell over 100 million copies.
People haven't taken user Metacritic score reviews seriously since The Last of Us Part 2 debacle.
Did you really just use The Last of Us Part 2 to show people that internet numbers don't matter?
So now they're trying to transition to sales numbers, trying to push this narrative that Elden Ring is like the most popular thing ever.
I can agree with you here, but it's at the moment the most popular game and most popular thing in general at the moment.
From what I've observed, like it feels very much just like a core dedicated group of people who are desperate for something to play on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, pretending that this game is a much bigger deal than it actually is.
I can now say this about you, because you try and make every Nintendo game the biggest thing ever.
I don't see this doing better than games like Breath of the Wild or Animal Crossing or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and nowhere near that. Not even like 10 million less sold than that. Like 15 million units sold is probably pushing it.
On this current day, I just want him to look back on this video and laugh at how bad he was at this.
Like, Bandai seems to like put these like over 10 million figures. I'm not sure how they're faking the numbers. I imagine it's like shipped, not sold, or something like that. They're doing something to pretend this game is selling.
Okay, so has the game released or has it not? At this point, he's generally confusing me, because he's saying, oh yeah, this game won't hit this. Now he's saying, oh yeah, the game has this many, but it's not real. You know what I mean? Like, make your mind up.
More than it is. Like, they might be like giving away copies to YouTubers or bundling it with other things. Like, there's all sorts of things we can do. Like, there's a precedent for this. Like,
so as my IQ's dropped below 6 foot, I'm gonna call a quit to the video. Yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video.